G'day, I'm RJ. Welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel. Let's talk about The Mandalorian and Grogu. The Mandalorian and Grogu isn't the most profound Star Wars movie. It doesn't have any fantastic new insights into the Force. It doesn't have an undercurrent of an anti-fascist message. But by the Force is it fun. I left the cinema with the hugest grin on my face. I was going to say there's no great character development for either of the title characters, but then there kind of is for one of them. There's about 20 minutes where the movie slows down, and it's absolutely adorable. What there was lots of throughout the whole movie is absolutely fantastic action. What I can comfortably say is the largest number of aliens and monstrous creatures in just about any live-action Star Wars property, and maybe the largest number of Easter eggs and reoccurring characters in just about anything. But here's the thing. These reoccurring characters and Easter eggs, they don't dwell on them. Or at least it doesn't impact the enjoyability of the movie if you don't know that Rodder was the focus of the Clone Wars movie, or that the bounty hunter's name is Embo and he first appeared in the Clone Wars, or that the pilot in the cowboy hat is the president of Lucasfilm, who created both Rodder and Embo. I watched the movie with two people who knew none of that, and they still had an absolute ball. All you need to know is that Mando is a badass and Grogu is adorable. There's a lot of conversation at the moment about whether this was the right movie for Lucasfilm to put out as the first Star Wars movie in 7 years. And I'm not really sure one way or the other on that. Other people can make those arguments. But there was a question about whether this was worth doing as a movie. And after watching the movie, I can definitely say yes. I love the Mandalorian series, and I want to see more series. But this was not an extended episode of the show, in that it looked like, and it felt like, a movie. It was mainly self-contained, yes. It didn't have galactic stakes, although something has happened that may have a future impact on the galaxy. But you felt that movie budget on screen. I mentioned the action already, and they cranked that up in ways that there is no way they could afford to do in the streaming series. I also mentioned the sheer number of aliens and other creatures. The length of a series allows you to do things that you can't do in a movie, but the budget of a movie allows them to do things that they simply cannot do in the series. And this movie was definitely worth its excursion to the big screen. On that note, let me reiterate that I didn't stop smiling right throughout the whole movie. I had a fantastic time at the cinema, and I absolutely loved The Mandalorian and Grogu. This is the Nerdy Dad, signing out.